Hey gamers, welcome back to Banished Souls. Cryptic Gaming here. Hope you've been having a wonderful week. So, wanted to do a little build. I've been working on a build for the last couple days, trying out some things. And we just got 230 sovereigns and we are diamond rank. So apparently there is some sort of a thing that is still paying that out. Just realized that, guys. So wasn't the intention of the video. But hey, once you hit diamond rank, you're still getting sovereigns. It gave us 230. So that's awesome. So I want to show you this build that I've got here. We've been getting a situation where ships are becoming harder to kill, therefore you have to shoot more shots at them. Hey, not a bad problem to have. Send you back to the build sheet. So the Barque is getting a huge upgrade right now, and I'm going to show you what we have. You will see some similarities in things, but you will see some differences as well. So here on the front, I am using a flooding demi cannon. There are actually some ships that are pretty squishy when it comes to taking that flood damage. I did opt to put that on instead of the Zama 3s like I've got on the side. It just adds new damage element there. And then of course on the rear we're using Fire Bombard 3s. Now, I am using the Mortar 3 in the auxiliary spot. Could use a Leopold 3 if I wanted to, but really I'm not too worried about the actual rank based off of weapons. This is a pretty good weapon. It's a 52. It's going to do 13,455 on damage, while this one does 15,221. I don't feel like having to move these back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So something I look at here. This is going to be a 15% damage of explosive damage with a 50-meter blast. This one here does flooding damage, which is nice. But like I say, I think I'm going to stick with the explosive damage on this one here. Seems to be doing a very good job for me. Then our armor, we have played back and forth between the Ouroboros and of course our Black Prince, and I decided to go with the Black Prince mainly because it looks really cool on this color. But no, the main reason I decided to use this is the abilities of the armor to hold the hull. You're getting that 1200 armor multipliers. You're getting good stuff against explosions and fire, which is mostly what's going back there, and some piercing. It reduces the damage by 50% when the whole health is at 33%. Now, the natural abilities of the Barque to boost those percentages really help with that armor. Now, here's where things are going to get a little bit different with the furniture. So, typically we're running rigging station. What I have decided to do is use the water tank, because a lot of those major world events, or even those major PvP battles that can spring up out of nowhere when you're running around with your flag on, this is going to help you with your stamina depletion by 50% while bracing, and increase the stamina recovery by 20%, and then put that with that ragu or rag out. I don't know how you pronounce it, guys. But combine that with that food. That's a really great thing to put in there to help with that bracing and all. So then volatile fuel. This is going to increase charge rates of a blaze. So I use that because we have the demis on there, and we do have a little bit of the fire bombard running on the rear. And then of course the sticky fuel station. That's what is making the demi cannons on the sides of the ship so impressive on there. The Lepantant schematic, of course, we have to put that on because we're collecting those 8s and stuff, guys. You're going to be running into the situation where, guess what, man, you're going to have to run into those plague ships. So that's great. But it also increases damage to weak points of all enemy ships by 10%, not just the plague fleets. And then demi cannon works, increase elemental damage multiplier of demi cannon by 19%. That's, guess what, giving you a 19% boost on the front and also those sides as well. So another great option. But that is what I'm calling the Battle Barque. We need to name her. Let us see. We've been calling it the Enigma. I think we're going to call it let's call it the Easy Target. You might be thinking, what? So, well, that could help us in PvP to draw in those unsuspecting folks. So, cosmetics wise, what are we running? Well, I kind of run the same cosmetics on my ships. When I find something that works for me, I kind of stick with it. So, Flames of Retribution on the sails. The pattern effect, I decided to go with this Heart's Remnant as the Moonstruck set. And then, of course, our From the Abyss. Then we have this whaler on the front here. This is the Cold Comfort, I believe she's called. Yeah, Ashen Lady set. And then our hull, we're running that Vengeful Dead Moonstruck set. And on the side, we have Quiet in the Night. This is the Ashen Corsair set, so I just like the look of it. It's pretty cool to me. There was another one. Let's see if we can find it here. Oh, where you at there? Yeah, I used to run this quite a bit on it. I thought it looked pretty cool, but I don't know. It's just time to switch it over to something new. I've ran the Hunter's Honor before too, which was pretty cool, but I go through it. I like to change it up, make it look a little different. So we'll put a Summit plate on here. Seems fitting for her. And then of course we're using the Rictus Grin steering helm. I love it. It looks cool. I don't even think I have a wind vane put on her. We'll put Medusa's compass on it. And again, just typical basic stuff. So we're going to go out. We will do a little test run on this thing. We are going to need to put on some heads because we will bring out a few plague ships. Now the thing about this ship is it will, let's actually empty out our cargo too because we've got quite a bit of stuff here. Something else with this build I wanted to mention as well. So for those of you who have been using Repair Kit 2s, what you want to do if you're using the Barque build, take all those Repair Kit 1s that you use, convert that into an Enhanced Repair Kit 1. You are actually going to cool down 20 seconds faster using this than you do with a Repair Kit 2. Plus it's going to do restore whole health by 50%, whereas the 2 does a 27,000 whole is all it's going to do. So you may end up with needing more than that here. So it's going to do it by restoring health by 50%. So that's going to be a big boost. But you're also boosting the efficiency of that with the Barque. And naturally, now you can use a piece of furniture. It's going to boost it even further. That's up to you. But you don't have that cooldown time that you have for those Repair Kit 2s. And you're getting a little bit more value out of that. So definitely run the Enhanced Repair Kit 1s with it. And then you can throw those 2s on there as well if you want to. One of the things I did want to check at dock is what an Enhanced Repair Kit 2's cooldown time is going to be, but we can do that later because these 1s seem so effective and you won't even have to carry the 3s with you anymore. I know we always kind of had one as a backup just in case things got hairy. Well, you don't even need it because this thing is going to do such a massive job of healing your ship. It's going to end up putting pretty close to 3/4 of the health back with a 20 second less cooldown than a 2. So it's just a really great option to have on there. I'm going to destroy these. I could jump them off, but we'll go ahead and destroy that. And then we want to put our heads on here to do a battle test, guys. But it's good to be back in just grinding out the fleet specs for a ship. It's one of the things I love about games. And like I say, we've seen some buffs coming in on some of these fleets out here lately, and this is going to be my response to it. So I need something to respond to it. Sandbuck does a great job, but it can get overloaded sometimes. That's just the truth of having the lower whole health. So this thing's got such a great status effect heal on yourself, but also your friends, and then with everything we've got matched up here in that build, you're looking at something pretty amazing. So I want to get up here to the open water because we want to make sure we can get those plague fleets to spawn. I hear it popping. There it is. So the thing about this build, it is built more of a aggressive tank. Now why use this instead of the snow? Well, the reason I'm using this instead of snow is the natural heal abilities to really help with those healing effects that you use. And with that extra healing, you're actually getting a little more bang for your buck when it comes to the whole health that's in a battle. So like I say, it may not be as impressive as Sandbuck. Knock this guy out of the way. So I'm intentionally not bracing on the shots I'm taking just to show you how well this thing. Now I think if you're a Sandbuck, that would have really done a lot of damage. And I want to show you this repair kit. how quickly it works. So using this in conjunction with itself, and then of course that ragout or ragu stuff, that's a great food source to have in there. It's going to help with that bracing and all. So we're getting some status heals while we wait. Let's go ahead and hit one of those enhanced repair kit ones. Completely healed. It's a 40-second instead of a 60-second. So you're doing at least the amount of healing that you were getting from the two is my point. And it's going to give you a 20-second quicker cooldown on that. It does take a little bit longer to kill the ship because you don't have that DPS value that you're getting from the sandbuck. But man, this is a great ship to run everything that you want to. Another thing about it, we could put this into the wind here. Directly into the wind. Come on, baby. Give us that red effect. But we'd be slowed down to about 9 right now. We're running 13 in this thing. When you get those massive blasts of wind into your face where it turns red, we're going to try to get around this island and see if we can queue one up. You're actually going to be running quite a bit faster than you do in a sandbag and even in the brigantine, which is actually really impressive. You can catch a brigantine in this ship if you're in a PvP situation. So you always want to make sure that you're using the surroundings and the game things to your advantage. So this would just be massively slowing down a brigantine right now. He's burning through stamina. You're catching up, running at 13 knots. He's slowing down to about 12 right now. So you're going to be able to catch them in that type of situation. It seems like, it doesn't say anything, but it seems like it definitely has a buff to the wind. Or against the wind, I should say. I always brace whenever I get one of them goobers coming into ram. It's just a natural thing to do on a ship. Incoming fire. So one of the things you do when you're in combat, you want to listen to when your crew calls out, hit your brace, you know you got incoming fire. Let off, restore your stamina, restore your brace strength. Don't get in a hurry to get too close. It's going to take time. This is one of those ships that they've buffed up. Not all of them are going to have these types of heal abilities. But if you remember getting those long battles with the sandbuck, you end up in a situation where you're losing health like crazy. This is the answer to that. Now that firing muskets, what that does, that keeps them from healing that ship. If you watch, it gets rid of their heal buff on their ships. It does the same thing in PvP, so always use a crew attack, man. And it's also going to clear deck off so you can board them quicker. Okay, so we're going to continue to see these guys spawn. But if you wanted to farm these plague fleets, that's a good way to do it. So we didn't have to use any health at all in that engagement. So I'm going to be switching up some things on some of my other fleets over the next few days, and I'll show you what seems to work. But we did a pretty lengthy stream earlier, collected all of our 8s, so we had plague ships, we had a high helm against us and stuff chasing us across the sea. We collected everything on the map. You can catch that over in Twitch. I wanted to give you a quick build sheet on this because it is such a great build. So hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet, and be watching for that new content drop. We're going to be showcasing some new games on here starting tomorrow evening, first thing Thursday morning, if everything goes right with the ship, or receiving. It's already shipped, so we're going to be checking out Helldivers 2 and some of the other exclusives that come with the PlayStation that we've ordered. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of content for you. Y'all have a wonderful evening.